Hey guys, it's Adrienne. Before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to give a quick heads up. This video discusses adult themes and content, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to A Good Things Marriage Chats. I'm Tiara.
And I am Adrienne. Welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all, I want to quickly get into our meat and potatoes, so I'm about to just ramble off and do my introduction because I'm excited, okay? Don't you like, comment, subscribe, tell your mom, tell your uncle, tell your daddy, and everybody else. Y'all, we love you. We appreciate you. David Mayer. Y'all.
Thank you for being here.
All right. Y'all see her. She part of the meat and potatoes dish. She's also our bestie.
Uh-huh.
We love her. Y'all know her. We got Miss Lily.
What the kids be doing?
So I feel like that's game sign.
I really do too. I'm just gonna go throwback.
Yep, we can go with that.
Yep. Because my the other one.
Ooh, I threw up a gang sign. I'm sorry. Don't let the people come and get me.
Welcome back, Leash. Welcome back, Leash.
Hey, thanks for having me. You know, it's always a joy when I get to come back and share with y'all.
Yes.
We're glad to have you.
Yes, we have missed you so. We really have. Right. So, Tweet, Leash, what are we talking about today? I'm all ears.
So Leash is giving us some top tips for romance.
Mm.
Keeping it, getting in the mood. Getting in the mood.
Sit. I ain't gonna even say it because copyright infringements. But you.
Because I almost sang my song.
Yeah.
Because we was here having a conversation before recording. You know, some of us are getting of age.
Yeah.
You know? And so
some of us, she means me. I'm some of us. I'm some of us.
So you really have to be a little more creative about things, intentional,
Yeah,
strategic about things.
Yeah.
You know, so because things be happening with these hormones, with these.
Yeah.
Y'all should have heard the conversation before.
Yes.
You won't, but.
Right. Right. Matter of fact, I need a fan because my arm is itching because I'm hot. Sorry.
So let's get into these tips, Leash.
Yes.
Let's start off with some preparation. What's some tips to help prepare? Like, I think some of us should know by now that romance does not start in the room. Starts before that.
Absolutely. Right. So our biggest sex organ is our brain.
Yes.
And so what are we doing? And I don't even want to just say, hey, we're talking about sex specifically, right? Because if we're talking about the arc of the sexual journey and sexual experience, it doesn't necessarily have to include orgasm. It doesn't have to include penetration. It doesn't have to include those things. But so just so we're capturing everybody who's coming into the room, amen. So what are we doing to help mentally get us into this space, right? For some people, you can just say the words, hey, you don't even got to say sex. Hey, you get a look. And listen, people be ready to go. That's not everybody's testimony. If you have children, if you are both working, there are different variables that may just need to kind of be swept out of your mind so that you can then begin to set a mood and set the intention. So that can be, oh, babe, I can't wait to do XYZ thing later to you today. That can look like sexting. That can look like maybe y'all in the same room getting the kids ready for the kids sitting down eating breakfast and you send a text message. Right? Wait till I drop these kids off. I'm coming right back to the house. Okay.
You by watching them doing what they doing, and they just doing they father thug thizzle, just do. You know?
Don't nobody say thug thizzle. No.
I'm sorry, that's just what came to mind. They father thug thizzle at the time.
She over here thug thizzle, and I'm over here hot and sweaty.
I mean, we just had 314 days, so you gotta give a little grace.
That's right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. But what are some other things, right? Maybe even putting on that scent, right? That I don't even have to say nothing. If the scent is on and I walk past you, oh, we already know. Right. So these are just some of those little simple things that maybe it doesn't even have to be a conversation that you can do. Or even if it's hey, let me whisper in your ear real quick as I'm walking past you, or making a comment, something like, okay, maybe your partner's getting out of the shower. And like, I'd like to see you naked later, besides just getting out of the shower.
Hey, that's not only am I working on my verbal skills, sometimes it's, because in my head, I'm like, words in my head. But mouth would be like, I just want to just think it sometimes. Working on that, part. We already worked on the first part. Now we working on this one. Because, I understand. It's a bunch of steps.
It is.
Yeah.
And I want to share. So we actually had a moment like a week or two ago. And I don't know what brought this on. It was just a regular day. Nothing. I don't even think anything transpired early because we talk a lot throughout the day. Anyway, regularly, But when he came home, we ended up getting to this deep conversation where we were both just kind of like just connecting. It was just like a intimacy moment to share how we feel and letting some stuff go. And that evening was different.
Dang.
And so when he asked the next day, because he asked too, like we both noticed it, but we didn't say. So the next day he asked, and I was like, I really think it was because of that conversation. And it wasn't even a sexual, nothing in it about it, but it was just this release of feeling more connected, intimacy-wise, because of the conversation.
Yeah, the idea of being seen, heard, loved, and valued in a way that only y'all can connect. Yeah.
It means a lot. That means a lot because it's a lot of women that don't feel seen, heard, or connected.
Yeah.
They just like, oh, okay, you want to do it? All right, let's go.
Right.
It's very transactional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm so happy for you.
Happy for you.
So this taking initiative. Let's get into that. Let's get.
So I feel like what societally is expected is the man is going to initiate because he is the one that sex me now, me Tarzan type of situation, right?
Pursuing.
Yeah.
Yes. And there is something to be said about submission in this space as well. So the equal flow of letting one another know that you do desire them, letting one another know in whatever ways that you have found out about them, right? Even when we're talking about this idea of conversation that you can have, maybe even asking your partner, what's something that maybe you want to try that you haven't said yet? And when you're armed with that information, then when you're talking about initiation, you then have begun to set the groundwork of then, okay, I keep right now. You got to write it down, put it. Well, maybe I mean as long as your phone locked, right? Putting a note in your phone wherever you need to put your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, they know I'm a proponent of having like your own little couple's little black book. That y'all can just write whatever things that you want to write in. And that's paper and pen, right? Can't nobody go in there unless you live it out somewhere.
Right.
Praise God. So that it can be that. It can be he came home from work and I bet you want a foot rub. And then maybe your hands just start to glide up a bit. I don't know.
Right.
You do what you have the faith for.
Okay.
But it's important for both people in the relationship to feel as if they are desired, to feel as if there is this equal ebb and flow and keeping within a positive feedback loop, so that it never feels like, okay, well, I didn't initiate the last 5 times now. Like, are you just not thinking about me? Are you not caring about me? But just the idea of like, I just insatiably want you. Like everybody want to be wanted, nah?
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Okay.
It feels good to want to be wanted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To want to be wanted.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
I know what you meant. I don't even
But also wanting them in the way that they desire and not in the way that you do.
Yeah.
In the same way, right, when we talk about this idea of love languages and what is naturally within our tendencies, how we prefer to be loved. But when we're talking about putting our spouse above ourselves, thinking about their needs before ours, it takes that intentionality to say, okay, I know conversation really gets him going, or I know, if I sit down and watch sports with him and his team win, I know I got to end. Like, babe, let's go have an after party.
Yeah.
Right? Getting into those spaces where you know that he finds joy, where he has the relaxation, all of those things.
Yeah. That's cute. Yeah. That made me think about the show you told us about on Netflix, the Sex, Love, and Goop.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching this episode where she was the practitioner was pretty much just like explaining how important it was to get your spouse in a relaxed mode, because it's just your mind space is in a totally different place.
Yes.
If you're relaxed, like there's certain things you can't even achieve if it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what romantic tips can you give to help them get relaxed? Like I know you mentioned like a foot rub, but what are some other?
Yeah. So that can be now, I don't know about all the saints, right? Again, do what you got to pay for. That can be a glass of wine together. That can be maybe we make a meal together. Just something that brings, I had a client yesterday. I said, I need your brain to be where your feet are. If your brain is thinking about all the stuff you got to do tomorrow when you get to work, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If we're talking about getting into the present moment, that being your focus and not taking offense if you start to notice that their brain is going and enticing them back in. That could be kisses across the clavicle, and just lovingly like redirecting. Or it can be, depending on the temperament of the couple too, right? Creating something that's fun. If that's playing video games together, if that's playing Uno. I saw I saw this couple. It was really, really creative. I saw this couple where with their deck of Uno cards, like they use like numbers 1 through 5. And so that equated to minutes. And then maybe like the skip was a particular sexual thing. And then so using stuff like that to one, just have fun. Okay, well, this first round, we just playing Uno. Now the second round. Do I have your attention? Right? And just allowing them to come and just relax. Like, look, for this next 2 hours, we can talk about all of the other stuff that's on your mind later. But in this moment, right? And like I said, gently nudging them back. That can be playing a playlist that y'all know, hey, just like they got them candles that say when this candle is lit, insert whatever thing is gonna happen.
All right.
Like, maybe even curating that type of thing together. Or maybe it's even like walking down memory lane, and playing the songs from your wedding, that really just help you to get back into that space. Remembering like the joy it was that you guys got to experience when you had your first dance, right? And really pulling on those sentimental moments, because it allows you again to come just and be present in the moment. And then you end up having, like, you had that experience of like, we were so connected and present, baby. The fireworks was fireworking.
Right.
It was a different display this time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that you explained that because I've never thought about before today thinking about romantic gestures as a way to get yourself and your spouse in the present moment, the here right now. Because there's so many times where people would look at doing those type of things as work. Because you got to think about what to do, or I got to do this, or I got to do that, instead of thinking about like, I get to
Absolutely.
do this because I can help my spouse and myself get ourselves in this space, no matter what. Let's not even make an end result. Like, let's just focus on being in this present moment and whatever happened, whatever happened, but being able to get in that present moment, because I can't imagine any couple that would say, man, I just want to get back to that space. You remember when we went, you remember when we had that vacation, you remember when we that, and it's because of the moments, the memories that you have because of the space you were in at that time. And so thinking about that, you can bring that same energy just by having that moment. So that's good.
And it reminds me of him because I'm bring a little scripture into this, right? Because we love him here. So even when we are talking about, I'm also doing the Bible plan in a year, and it's just I just am like, wow, all of this stuff was happening, right? Okay, so when we're talking about when Moses took the Israelites through their Red Sea experience, right? And so the next generation, right? And so when it was, I was about to say Joshua. No, Caleb. Come on, get your Bible people together now, girl. And for that next generation of Israelites, he had them set stones as their generation's version of like the Red Sea experience. And so those stones served as markers for them to remember. It's the same thing that we're talking about here, right? We're setting these different stones. And yes, we can recall the one that happened back in, 2011. Yeah, like that's still a good one. Hey, you remember 2 weeks ago when you had rubbed it down, flipped it, and reversed it?
Oh,
Right.
You remember that time when we had went to Almost got caught. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what are those markers that just can allow us to really just you sitting here and you thinking it's just like, ooh, just a memory.
Yeah. Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
See, because look, you see, she just went back to her memory from the other
Yeah, she.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been down. We've been kind of down for the last few months. Some physical injuries, but hopefully we'll be picking it back up soon. It's got some physical injuries that we have.
And
Mental as well.
Yeah.
But more so.
I know, but it's messing with your mental.
Oh yeah, it is messing with your mental.
Yeah.
Smart. Watch that how smart. Yeah.
So I was telling them, like, this is the time to be creative.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I was just telling them about was Aria, which is actually a subscription service that was created by a sex and intimacy coach. And it allows you to one, explore, because you can put in like, all of the different things that you're interested in. Or if you don't want to go that route, go to a toy shop together. Just look at the things that are available. Now, again, I'm never going to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do in their bedroom. You do what you have the faith for and that y'all agree on. And so, have we talked about the concept of red, yellows, and greens?
So
No. Okay. So one of my favorite sexologists, Brittany Broaddus Smith, she appeared on this podcast called The Love Hour, which was Kev on Stage and Mrs. Kev on Stage's podcast. And she was talking about this idea of reds, yellows, and greens. So reds being, I'm not doing it. Don't ask me about it. Don't look my way. Okay. Greens being, you don't have to ask me about it. Just it's in the list. Let's go.
Right.
And those yellows being, these are the things that I'm like interested in. I'm not immediately ready to like explore this, but like let's talk about it, like let's workshop it, like, and maybe there's a night that's designated for trying blah 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 blah, right? So that can be any number of things. That could be, for one couple, that could be having sex with the lights on as a yellow, right? And so again, it's all customized to you guys' experience. And there's a lot of different apps out there that can help. So it doesn't feel super arduous in terms of, well, what are all the things that could be out there, right? Like there's one called Spicer that you could do. There's another one called, I don't know if Mojo Upgrade is still available, but Mojo Upgrade is one where it just at least gives you like a level playing field. Some things, you might have to look up. And then you just quickly decide if I'm gonna do this or not.
Yeah.
But bondage is for some people and it's not for other people. Like, don't look at me like that. Floggers, all these different things that it can be in your sex and intimacy arsenal. Or that can be like tantric sex. It could be any number of things. Lingam massage, yoni massage, all of these different things where you just so y'all are speaking the same sexual language.
And I want to bring up another show that I found on Netflix when I was looking for the sex loving goop. How to Build a Sex Room.
Baby, because Melanie Rose is my friend in my head. Baby, I want a sex room.
Okay. I've already picked a spot up under the stairs in the basement.
But the point I wanted to make was looking at all the creative things that she does to the room, get ideas like, I never thought about doing that or trying that or whatever. And if you guys watch this together, that's another way. Because sometimes people don't, unless they're just watching the porn, they don't know even what to think to consider what I might explore, like whatever. So shows like that together, it's like,
Yeah. Cause like I remember seeing, I think it was on that one where I saw the what is it called? Shibari or something, like the kind of the shibari, the rope tying stuff.
Yeah.
My thought was like, well, what does that do? Like, I don't know if I'm interested in it, but like you said, it introduces you to something like, well, maybe I might like a rope on my
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's I totally get and understand how like watching things like that does open you up to just trying new things that you didn't even know that was out there. You didn't even know to Google. Chat GPT can only take us so far.
Yeah. Well, like for us, to me, because I think I've shared with you guys before, we've walked in stores before and we're just like,
where I'm supposed to go.
Right.
It's a lot of dildos on this wall.
It is.
Right.
But so watching shows like that, then you're like, now you got a little bit more.
Yeah.
Them a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
But it also gives you insight of how things that are already in your home are enough.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to overthink this.
Mm-hmm.
We got, again, do what you have to pay for. We got belts at the house. We got forks at the house. We got aloe vera. I have an aloe vera plant right here. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Might have some feathers left over from making something or
yes.
Yeah. The sensory play.
Yep.
She's a fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sis is a sensory girly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now some things, please don't censor me. Don't.
That's why I said do what you got the faith for.
Right. I do like a nice sensory. But something like, we're not. That's a red light. No.
And make sure y'all are talking about your red, yellows, and greens outside of the sexual experience.
Yeah.
Like, don't handicap yourself or your partner talking about, well, that was actually this is a red. Please stop. Because now we can get into rejection. Now we can get into all of these things, right? And if we really want to equip our partners to win, we're gonna do the things that help, right? And I feel like the trap that we can sometimes fall in, I shouldn't have to tell you, but why? Why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Who said that?
Right. And I think like with a lot of sexual experiences, majority of people aren't used to saying what they like or how they want to like get things, hot and heavy in the bedroom. It's just like, well, we just do it. And like whatever happens, but it isn't a more negative way. Like it is not comfortable, it's not fun, you're overthinking, you're thinking about this, it's so I think I think it is a great idea for people to sit down and talk, like you said, about those red, yellow, and green lights because you don't want to have rejection happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, that way you can tell, like, why wouldn't I want to tell my husband, this is what I like? And versus him just down there, Dora the Explorer, and just being lost.
Well, and I think the other thing too, like what we talked about at the top, bodies change. And that can be wherever you are in life. And so what worked once before doesn't necessarily work right now. Like ABBA was what got me there before. No, I need a CDDA. Okay.
Yeah.
I need something different. And so he can't know that if you don't tell him.
No, yeah.
You just sitting here just, okay, I don't want to ruin your experience. No, he is here trying to serve you, ma'am.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And I want to add to that too. I think there's times too where we can actually end up making ourselves frustrated when we don't.
Absolutely.
There's like this interchange of like, your spouse, if they know you, they know that something's different, but they don't know what. Now they in their head.
Mm-hmm.
It's something they did or not good enough, or I can't do no more. And you over here having a whole separate struggle because you haven't spoken up and said that at this time you need something different, and here is why.
Yeah.
And that's why what you have taught us so many moons ago, P days and D days are so important.
Mm-hmm.
How am I supposed to know what to do with this thing if I don't practice on it?
Yeah.
What to do with it.
Yeah. And maybe that's even something you do maybe like once a quarter, like a body exploration activity. Like let's see what new erogenous zones may be on your body. That and that again too allows you to be present and in the moment. And then the other part of excuse me, the other part of that is you can introduce some of those different elements, right? So you can introduce maybe a blindfold. You can introduce putting on headphones or whatever else in order to create a space to safely explore and to maybe do some of those yellows. Start to flesh that out before you're really in this like penetration and all these other things. Like how these are the things that can help start to build the picture.
Yeah. So is there any other, because I know we done went off. I mean, we still dance, but we didn't.
It's all part of it.
I know it still can be a part. I just
some fancies are being tickled.
Is there any other romance tips that you wanted to share?
Yeah. So I would say setting the scene is always good. And that can be whatever that looks like for you. If you are a candle couple, if it's building a fort with some Christmas lights, if it's sitting out on your back patio, like just taking a minute to set a scene. I know we mentioned it in terms of like cologne or different things like that, but like if there's like an essential oil or diffuser or whatever that y'all have, that can be something that can really help set the scene. Maybe even creating a ritual or routine for one another, if that is, and again, even apart from sex, just things that help you get connected and foster intimacy and romance. Maybe that is taking a shower together. Maybe that is a scalp massage as you're sitting here talking about, dreams and goals and vision of whatever, maybe for the and not like logistics of your life, right? Like just dream talk. Like, I really, I'm trying to think of something that's not actually happening in my life because all that stuff started to come up first. But I really want to go to see the Eiffel Tower, something like that, right? And just having those types of talks, I think that can be helpful. What else? The emotional vulnerability piece that you were talking about, I think is so very important. Because while it may or may not lead to sex, it does continue to give the deposits that's needed and necessary to sustain your marriage, right? Yes, we want to have these sexual experiences, but what are sex is not sustaining the marriage, right? And so what are the ways that we are emotionally depositing, and maybe not even be emotionally? What are the ways that we're fostering creativity? What are the ways that we are fostering fun? What are the ways that we create space and peace? Like all of that is sometimes a lost art, especially with the day and times that we're living in, especially when tensions are high, stress is high, groceries are high. Eggs are high.
I was about to say it.
Get off my head, you two. Oh, I was looking at a dozen eggs was $5.7. I said, let me $5.79.
I seen 7, 8.
Oh, Well, all in all, I think it's cheaper to just buy a chicken and just let it do its thing.
It kind of is. That's what it's giving.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a baby shower right now. I projected 165 for the car. It's now at 285. Same items. At any rate, let's come back. That's not what we're talking about. Stuff is high. We all stressed out. Okay.
I'm upset.
But two, I think the other big thing too is in the ways that maybe you're not able to be present. Maybe it's just like, babe, I'm just so spent, but tomorrow. And setting the expectation. Because that still is a way of, okay, you still see me, you still hear my request, and you want to give me your full attention, right? And I think that that is something, the 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 graceful transition, if you will, of maybe not now, but I still want to make space and time. I think there is something that is still foster worthy. Um, but other things like, compliment them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boo, you look good and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I seen you washing them dishes. Whatever the things are, right? Whatever floats your boat and finds your lost remote.
Yeah.
That was Outcast.
All right. I like that.
Y'all know I got a song for everything.
Uh-huh. We're right there with you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, well. Do you have anything else that you want to add, Miss Leash or Tweed?
Have fun. Like we are giving our spouses in the same way we steward our kids, like we are to steward our spouse as well.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about, scripturally, like, hey, husband, love the wife, wife, respect your husband. Like, what are those things that are really going to drive that point home? And just remembering, like, we on borrowed time. We only get them for so long. And so we could waste time arguing, we could waste time doing all of these things, or we could spend all of the time with these finite bodies that we got.
Yes.
Because you ain't going to be my husband in heaven.
Yeah.
And, I still be trying to wrap my mind around that one. But hey,
right.
I just want to be with Jesus.
All right. Who you gonna be with? That's the jealous me.
The Lord.
Angel number 5 was just a friend.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And
Angel number 5 is crazy.
To add to what you said, I think it's just important to make sure that you really are making a space and time. Because I know we can be busy. I mean, we can be busy. And I think it's important to make sure that time is carved off. Whether that means that with this one day, maybe this one day will only be 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
As long as, like Leash said, I give you this 15, 20 today, but tomorrow I'm free. Or be like, you know what? But I know Thursday, I don't have nothing. I'm carving it out. I'm blocking it off, setting a boundary. I'm not doing nothing, and then make that time uninterrupted. No phone, no kids if possible. No, maybe the TV, but if not the TV, maybe get rid of the TV,
Or put the fireplace thing on the TV.
Yeah.
But the uninterrupted time, because this day is busy. It's just full.
Yeah.
And you don't want that spouse to feel like second to God, outside of God. But you don't want them to feel second
to anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because them kids gonna leave.
Yes.
Huh?
15 more years.
I don't have that long.
Oh, I got both y'all beat.
Yeah. You still. I'm sorry. I'm already like 15. Yeah. Yep. We're gonna pray for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, y'all, I found this to be very educational, very motivational, very, very. This is good.
Oh, what's good?
This was good. I like girl chat with you. That's what all
Girl chat.
Alicia's episodes is called girl chat. That's what it is. Girl chat.
Coin it.
Right. Girl chat with some sex.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Leash, we appreciate you.
We do.
And we love you.
We do.
I love y'all.
For coming on here and just being silly with us.
Yes.
And us some stuffs.
At the same time, yeah.
Yes, always.
Yeah, because we believe that it's gonna help us and everybody else.
Yes.
Y'all be knowing y'all stuff.
You do too. You just don't be saying it.
I know.
Get her. Get her.
But we be knowing our stuff.
There we go.
We be knowing our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho. Anywho, y'all, we love y'all for joining us. We're gonna have all Leisha's information down below if y'all want to. If you're in the Missouri area
Or Kansas.
In the Kansas area and you want to just have like a session with her, go have a session with her because she can teach you some things about your vagina and your labia and other things.
Indeed, I can.
But she can also help you get your life together too while you're talking about that thing.
Yes, I can.
So we're gonna have all of her information down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out all of the events that we have going on. I'm going to probably post those down below somewhere.
And this is our last episode for the season.
I know, right? You know, so we will see y'all in 5 to 7 business days.
But I'm so happy we have finished season 2.
Yeah.
And looking forward to season 3.
Yes.
And y'all know we're going to have Leash back.
Yes.
We're going to have Leash back.
They can't get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next time it's gonna be in person. Next time we just gonna have to drive to where you are, or
I'm gonna be in St. Louis. We'll talk offline.
Okay. All right.
show you right. Show you right now. Show you right.
It ain't none of y'all business when I'm gonna be in St. Louis to stay business.
Look, with that being said, good thing your heart's fine.
Take work to keep it.
It's y'all do. Get off our line. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all in season 3
In June.
In June. Be safe. Happy. All of the holidays is coming up between now and then.
Happy romance time.
Happy romance time. Make sure that you spending time with your boo. Make sure y'all getting it in. Make sure intentionally. Make sure that y'all stay prayed up.
Yes.
Make sure y'all make sure. Okay.
All the things.
All of the things. We love you. Bye.